and we are wrestling with WWE Payback. It took place last Saturday in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania at the PPG Paints Arena. Attendance was 14,584. And if I'm being honest, I really enjoyed this show. Um, I think I enjoyed it more than SummerSlam this year. Um, it had a good amount of storytelling. It had a good amount of action, surprises, everything in between. I really feel like this was a home run for WWE. What say you, Kaliko?
I mean, the surprises were aplenty. Um, the stories were good. The storytelling was great. The tag match was tight. I mean, honestly, with these PLEs, even at the worst ones, it's always been at least good, right? Like, I don't think they missed this year.
I
They
think
have yet to miss this year, to me.
I think there
Like,
was
you
one that
never
was.
see.
I think there was only like one that was dumped in the middle.
Yeah, but for the most part, like, I would say they haven't had a horrendous pay per view this year.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that either.
Like, this has probably been their strongest pay per view year since, Jesus, what, Attitude Era?
I mean, last year the everything was knocked out of the park. I personally feel. I
Well,
feel
last year,
I feel
last,
Royal Rumble 2022 to up to now has been pretty good quality of entertainment.
yes, I look more forward to the PLEs than the show sometimes. Which, I mean, that's what they want you to do, but I think it also helps when they shifted it to Saturday.
You know, you're not wrong. It does it does seem, somewhat better that it's on Saturday, if that makes sense. I don't know
I
why.
I I think I know why. I have a theory too. Because Saturday they can kind of take their time with these things. Because a lot of, like, even with some of the matches, like, they giving matches time to breathe on the Saturday night, and and nothing feels rushed. Like, oh my God, we got to hurry up because the one thing that was killing WrestleMania on a Sunday for 8 hours was like, Jesus Christ, I got to take these kids to bed. It is still fucking school. Now it's Saturday night. Stay up all you want. We gonna be up with your ass, and I don't know. It's just a mental shift. That little mental shift, though, it just feels like it's. And now they're coming with storylines that matter, and things are popping. I can't. I gotta give them credit. They have been on it. We rag on WWE a lot, and sometimes I get on their ass too. But you cannot with their PLEs or their pay per views. Fuck it, I'm calling it pay per views because that's what the fuck they are. I'm paying to view it.
but
I have to pay whether I pay Peacock or the network. I gotta pay.
but you're getting so much more content with Peacock. Like I know that you
Hmm?
was really looking forward to Asteroid City and Twisted Metal.
Man, I liked the network way better. I could just look at Google the match and fucking go on with it from there.
Well, you're not wrong about that. And there was no commercials as well.
That part. That part. Jesus fucking Christ. That's the only thing I hate about these. Because they're like, oh, let's go to the match preview, and there's a goddamn commercial in the middle.
Yeah. All right. Let's get into it. The first match out, steel cage match. Becky Lynch defeated Trish Stratus in 20 minutes. Um, Honestly, if you're going to have a blow off for a rivalry, this is how you do it. Incredible match. These girls beat the crap out of each other. Um, Great, physicality, great storytelling. The stuff with Zoe Starks afterwards was great. But obviously, no more Trish Stratus after this. But honestly, this was one of Triss's best runs she's had. It was just a quality, rivalry. The matches were good, and it accumulated to this. And I don't have a lot of negative things to say about it. Kaliko?
Yeah, this is one of those matches where you could tell they just went at it. Like, I'm trying to think the last time there was a cage and women went that hard. I want to say, like, what, Charlotte, Sasha?
That could have been
Maybe
Hell
even
in a
Bailey,
Cell.
Sasha. Hell in a Cell, but cage like structure.
Sure.
But yeah, everything made sense in the match. The storytelling was great. They put it on the line. Trish went out on her sword as she should. She had a good heel run. You could tell she did it. This is where I give Trish credit because she came back what, like frickin' January?
Around that time.
So from January to August for 8 months, she could have mailed this in. She could have just been like, "Yo, I'm here for the check and I'm out." But the fact that she was, seeing it through, it gives her kudos as a professional.
So you would like to say thank you, Triss.
I mean, yeah. I say thank you, Trish. Thank you, Trish. Thank you, Trish. Appreciate it. How about that? I want to say thank you, appreciate it, homie. Like Marshawn Lynch would say.
Yeah, thank you, Triss. How many stars do you give this one?
A four, a solid four, because it did what it was supposed to do. They went at it. It was physical. You can't get better than that unless it was like a title or something.
I couldn't agree more. I also give it 4 stars. All right. LA Knight defeated The Miz with special guest referee John Cena in 15 minutes and 45 seconds. After such a physical match with Becky and Trish, you would think that the crowd would be a little bit tired after that. It felt like they came more alive when LA Knight came out. Like the pop that guy got, incredible. Um, and I just, it's just, the thing with John Cena at the beginning. Okay, John Cena has to talk, yeah, but honestly, he wasn't a bad referee. He stayed out of it. What he did made sense. It was enough to make the Miz say, he screwed me, but also not enough to actually have any warrant. Um, and LA Knight got the win. So, in all, another great story told almost to absolute perfection. No, Kaliko?
Exactly. And I remember I saw LA Knight at IHOP in LA. I don't know why that just popped in my head. And he was just chilling, but you could tell he was going to be the dude. But it's just crazy the organicness that guy got, man. It's just, I haven't seen what the last guy, like, this is like Sami Zayn, Daniel Bryan type shit. Because that match in itself, it was destined to be the filler.
Right.
So, you see what I'm saying? So the fact that he got a bigger pop than the opener, it says a lot about him. and please don't fucking drop the ball with this guy. But the problem is there's a bit of a conundrum, and it's got to deal with someone that just came back. So his stardom possibly might be on hold.
But that guy is on Raw and Knight is on SmackDown, so I don't think that there's too much interference.
I I think so in the sense that I think that guy is going to win the Royal Rumble.
Mm, I agree. Uh, how many stars you give this one?
For a filler match, it was a four because Cena usually don't come out for fillers. So the fact that he was there for a filler and he got LA Knight and LA Knight was already over, and then they had that little thing, and LA Knight got the 1 2 3 with the handshake. It puts him in another stratosphere. So four.
I wanna, because it was just a filler match, to kind of give it 3 or 3.5, but everything just really worked for me. So yeah, filler match gets 4.
I know, bro. Yeah, I mean, but it's LA Knight, and he made the match. That's the thing. It's because he was there. It's like Randy Orton being there. It's gonna be a live match just because he.
Next match, the United States Championship match. Rey Mysterio defeated Austin Theory in 9 minutes and 45 seconds. Personally, this is where the show dipped in quality to a degree for me. Wasn't necessarily a bad match, but I didn't feel like I was that invested in it. The good thing about it, it lasted less than 10 minutes, so um, it wasn't that bad. Kalika,
It wasn't that bad, but now it's just about like where does Theory go from here? Because I kind of felt like when he came back and he had the meaner attitude, he really stood out. Like unafraid Theory was better, and it just seemed like he was still unafraid. It's just that they didn't have anyone to value that title to chase him, right?
here's a thought.
Eh,
Oh, continue.
who?
I was saying, here's a thought. LA Knight's getting monumental pops. Jay Uso's getting monumental pops. Cody's getting pops. Rollins getting pops. Nakamura is getting pops at this point. And character wise, they just feel so much ahead. Do you feel like well, everybody is getting these monumental pops when Austin Theory comes out? It kind of falls to the wayside a little bit.
But Austin Theory's the youngest of that whole group, so he doesn't get that chance to fail or develop. Like prime example, like Seth got the chance to build that audience. Um, who else? Cody, for all intents and purposes, his audience was already built. He built it outside. Then when he came home, and that's when it meant a lot.
Right.
Nakamura, he's an international freaking superstar. He just is the man. LA Knight, I can give you that leeway, but keep in mind, LA Knight had a following with Impact. Now, people may have not as noticed as much, but there were people there who thought he was the guy. So what I'm saying is that like he's still trying to find his way. Austin Theory. And I think that was like, I mean, he kind of benefited in the fact that he came in and the pandemic happened and he was elevated to the main roster. And then he went back with Gargano. And then I would have thought the whole Gargano thing would have showed him like a meaner upside of him. But it just didn't happen.
Well, I think that was more of a failed project that failed more because of Gargano rather than Theory. But if we're talking about Jay Uso, obviously, he's been there a long time. But the reason that he's in the position that he's in right now is because of the story he's been telling with Roman, and that story
Exactly.
has been told throughout. It's been told for 3 years.
3 years.
Um,
It
Austin
started with him. Shit.
Austin Theory. I mean, for maybe okay, let's say 2 years. Let's be nice and say for the last 2 years, they've been giving him these opportunities. He's been in there. He was McMahon's protege. He was Mr. Money in the Bank. He was in the ring with Stone Cold at WrestleMania. He beat John Cena at WrestleMania. So why? So he has the credibility at this point. So why isn't he just not there?
I think the McMahon thing cut him in the knees, personally.
Hmm.
McMahon having to get popped off cut him in the knees. Because I think that would have helped them a lot better, a lot more, because McMahon was kind of giving him the toughness. Um, I think it's just that maybe he might need to take a break and figure out mentally, because it's not the ability.
Oh,
I think it's the mic, but and that's the thing because it's either the mic or the charisma because Nakamura doesn't speak a lot of good English, but he has the charisma
oh yeah. He doesn't need to say
and
anything for you in order for you to understand where he's coming from.
right, but also Nakamura had the ability to go to NXT and build that.
Was Theory? Yeah, Theory was in NXT.
But Theory was a sidekick in NXT. He wasn't the man in it. He was
True.
more like what is his name?
Otis?
Al? No, no, no. Al Bundy's son.
Oh,
I
Ted or Bud?
think it's Ted Bud. Bud. I think it was Bud. He
Bud.
was more like Bud than he was. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because they played him like the doofus teenager,
true.
and that I mean is maybe that's what it is. It's hard to shake that off.
Um, I don't think a lot of people really remember it. I just
Everybody remembered the way because they're trying to push the way back together.
and it and nobody cared. if they did that
Nobody cared.
if they did that shit on NXT, yeah, the people would have maybe cared, but WWE um fans, not a lot of people know what the way was. Um,
Yeah, because Candice LeRae has not been on TV missing in action. But that's a whole nother story.
and it's for the best.
Oh, boo! Oh man, you were so cold.
Meet her and then tell me if you have that same opinion.
Oh man, she's that bad?
I was a big Candice LeRae fan, and then I met her, and then I'm like, no.
Like, fuck off. Damn. Okay.
Yeah,
Cold blooded. Okay.
we kind of got off track, but Rey Mysterio versus Austin Theory. How many stars do you give it?
Three, because it was just, theory. I mean, this is the end of the line for theory. So I'm thinking Condom is coming back. Or Death Row Dom. Death Row Dom back from the sea, baby.
It does seem like he's going to be Grayson Waller's little buddy now, but we shall see.
Who?
Theory,
Theory?
yeah.
Oh gosh, Jesus. You know that's bad when Grayson Waller, the guy I have yet to see win a match, and you're his lackey.
But I agree with you. Three stars. All right. We got the Judgment Day defeating Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in a Steel City Street fight to capture the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships in 20 minutes and 45 seconds. Um, this was somewhat of a clusterfuck of what the fuck, and
Yes.
that being said, it didn't really take it didn't take away from my enjoyment of the match, considering this was a more AEW esque match. Maybe because it was every match wasn't like this. There was fun spots, there was crazy spots. Kevin Owens got murdered like 3 times during this match. And
Pretty much.
it took 5 people to defeat Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
I
Um,
know.
which honestly I didn't exactly hate. I honestly enjoyed the match. And the fact that Judgment Day did actually win was a surprise. Uh, what say you, Kalika?
It was a surprise. I had me and my I was texting a friend of mine and we were going with pick'ems and I got every match right except this one. And the reason and I just didn't see everybody and their mama come. It felt like Dragon Ball Z when Goku released the Earth Bomb. That's what it felt like. Because everybody was like fucking coming everywhere to help these motherfuckers, boy. Like Don came out there, Rhea came out, JD McDonough came out. Like I'm surprised that Lamar Jackson didn't come out and help them in Pittsburgh. I'm just saying.
They were like, lend us your energy, spirit bomb.
I'm just saying. But people kept talking shit about how Judgment Day wasn't getting credibility and how you like them now. Now they got all the gold and Mr. Money in the Bank. But I think the gold, the tag team belts are just a holdover to get them on that trend because they're teasing the cash-ins. So when does jealousy kick in? And but back to the match, I felt like Kevin Owens knew he was going to be gone for 8 months. So it was like, fuck it, we just gonna leave it all on the field.
Is that what is that what happened?
That's what it feels like. Sit- Tell me that didn't feel like that. Tell me that wasn't your assessment. My assessment was like he just knew he was going all out. Swanton bomb and hitting his keister on concrete.
Yeah, that
I felt that thud.
I did as well. I knew that he was dealing with some health issues, but I didn't know that he was going to be out for any extended time. I certainly didn't hear
Well,
anything.
they didn't get a rematch, and fucking Sammy came out for Jay.
I mean, after
That
that
tells me
match, would
everything.
you want to show up 2 days later to have another match?
But bro, we seen worse, and the motherfuckers came back for a goddamn rematch.
He's cashing in those holiday dates.
I know the Saudi Arabia tale.
Yeah. Hunter's.
That being said,
Yeah.
this was the match of the night.
Hmm.
I have to say, because it was just a lot of what the fucks, but it was like, what the fuck? I got to keep watching. Because I swear to God, everything in me was like, they're going to win regardless. Because all of this shit's popping off and they're still getting their finishes off. Oh, yeah, this shit's about to. And nope. And then nope. And then nope.
All right. How many stars you give this one?
4.5. It was a crash at NASCAR, but it was something you really wanted to see.
I'm gonna stay at 4 with this one. All right. That brings us to, I believe this was the next segment on the show.
Mm-hmm.
The Grayson Waller effect featuring Cody Rhodes. Cody came out. He said that he cashed his chips in, and he got Jay Uso to be the newest member of the Raw roster. Um, Nothing was said after that. A super kick, a Jay Uso super kicked Waller, and that was it. But my God, the pop that Jay got. Just for 1 second, if we could say this crowd in Pittsburgh, they was hungry for some good wrestling. And they got it, and they were appreciative of it, and they were very much responsive and reacting to everything that came on. Which is appreciated, honestly, because when the crowd's in it, you get more invested. Um,
I personally think they took my heed because I told all of them we're spoiled because I've seen because they must have saw those other countries and was like, bitch, you ain't you finna turn us up. You might can turn up Detroit, but you ain't turning us up. Thank you, Pittsburgh. See, that's what I should be thanking Pittsburgh.
oh yeah. Um, Jay Uso on Raw. What's your thoughts?
As we said, this isn't about what happened. It's not about what happened here. It's what happened after, because a certain person came back to the scene, and now it's a triangle, which is crazy to say. Like it's nuts that the bloodline story has its own spinoff
Yes.
because now it's Jay being at Raw, but he still has to atone for those sins with mainly Drew, because Drew's pissed at this point.
I
And
get
why
it.
wouldn't he be?
I mean,
I
mine
don't
too.
blame him because so now it's a square because now you got Drew, Jay, Sammy, Cody.
Are we gonna put Riddle in there
That's
as well?
no. Why?
They screwed him too, and Owens has to
But
be if we're putting Sammy in that, we have to add Owens as well.
but Owens and Sammy are back. I want to see. Okay, let's put it this way. Let's see if Owens is out.
All
Because
right.
if he's out, then we're gonna continue that spinoff. Because you already said if he fucks up, he's coming for Cody. So that's setting up a Drew Cody showdown.
Hmm.
Uh, I, that's where I'm seeing that popping off. So that could be anything like them all teaming up against Judgment Day and a missed kick by Jay could
Ooh,
pop that off. You see what I'm saying?
yeah, I gotcha.
So he's already on thin ice there. The only person he's not on thin ice with is Sammy, because Sammy already sees. Sammy is the guy who's like the recovered alcoholic already, and he's like, I've been down that road, man. So I give him the benefit of the doubt, and and Drew's like the sober guy, like fuck that shit. And Cody's the guy who's running the AA program. So that's basically it. But it's going to be interesting. But now with him on Raw, he's literally the odds-on favorite to win the Royal Rumble,
Oh yeah.
which fucks LA Knight. That's why I said LA Knight's fucked. Because if you hadn't told me if he had a quit and LA Knight won the title or won the Royal Rumble and and he would have had to pick somebody. I that's my dilemma. He can't pick Seth because I think Seth Cody's coming at 40. Seth and Cody's 40. Roman's J 40. That's where LA Knight, unless LA Knight dethrones Gunther,
Ooh.
that would be the biggest consolation for him at this point.
I don't think, if I'm being completely honest, LA Knight don't need a title right now. He's getting those pops. The people want to see him. They don't necessarily seem like they're having any issues with him not having a title. So write that out until it's time. Because I don't think his time to win a title is right now.
Well, he better not be in that Royal Rumble.
Mm,
I think he'll win the Battle Royale. He might be on the Survivor Series team. He might be the sole survivor. You see all these things that are building up, and people are like, clearly he's going to be winning. You see what I'm saying? Like, do you not see where that kind of trajectory is going?
right.
And it's gonna collapse. It's not gonna collapse, but it's clashing right with the most dominant yet great storyline in WWE history.
I mean,
And that's unless Jay gets eliminated by Jimmy and they duke it out at 40.
and then that extends Roman and Jay to 41.
Yeah. Or SummerSlam. I don't think Roman's going to lose at a Mania. I think he'll lose at a SummerSlam.
You know, at this point, it doesn't feel like he's losing to anybody.
Yeah, he ran roughshod through everybody. He ran through that whole roster twice over.
Yeah. So right now, it seems like right
Except
now,
LA Knight. Except LA Knight and except Gunther. Those are the only two.
we're looking at for Jay's story, or we're looking at Survivor Series and whether or not they do war games, and that being a culmination of a really good story with possibly the Judgment Day. No,
If they do war games, it will be a Judgment Day versus everybody
right,
thing. It would
definitely.
have to be. But then again, you have to have. And this is where it's interesting because who's going to be the people to pick against? Because they're picking against everybody against all three brands. So you can only pick five.
Sami Zayn, Drew McIntyre, Cody Rhodes, Jay, and Jey Uso and Kevin Owens?
I would say an NXT guy,
No.
maybe Carmelo. Yeah, Mello.
Melo has
He's in NXT.
he has no quarrels with Judgment Day. I mean, the only person that you could really see it is Wesley, and they're not bringing no fucking Wesley onto the main roster for that type of match.
But it's NXT War Games, not Survivor Series War. I mean, they had it last year, and so we're gonna.
Yeah.
So you might be right. You might be right.
All right. We got Rhea Ripley versus Rachel Gonzalez. Uh,
Rachel, I dare you.
for the Women's World Championship, Rhea defeated Rachel in 17 minutes and 20 seconds. Um, Not a bad match, but I just feel like Rhea's reign as champion, she could be so dominant, and it just seems like when she's in the ring, it kind of falls to the wayside a bit. Um, what say you, Kaliko?
I mean, that could be because she's out here body slamming dudes.
Oh, true.
I mean, that could be the case. I mean, because it's almost like she's interfering in everything else. But that I mean, that could be the case. Like she's interfering in everything else, yet she's so dominant.
But I don't feel
And
like
my question is, who's going to be the challenger for her? Because she's on what SmackDown now?
no, she's on Raw.
She's on Raw. So who the fuck on Raw is gonna Bianca?
Bianca's on SmackDown.
Jesus Christ! And what the fuck? Who's gonna challenge her? I feel like she's got nobody. They did my girl Natalia dirty. Zelina was just happy to be there.
Right.
Um, Raquel, that might have been her biggest comp. Uh, as far as a physical standpoint, who the fuck else?
I mean, she was the only one
Becky?
that
I
seemed
mean,
like she could actually win the title off of her.
yes. I'm
What was you saying, Kaliko? Kaliko, can you hear me? You were saying about Raquel Gonzalez?
yeah. That was her only comp, like from a physical standpoint. But I, the only person I see coming now is Becky.
And I feel like they were teasing it at the PLE, and obviously that other goal stopped her. But we have to be getting to Rhea and Becky at some point.
And this is where it's going to be interesting because that's why I said it's going to be a Rhea, Finn, Seth, Becky thing, which I thought that would have happened a lot sooner.
Hmm.
I would have thought that would have happened like before before Finn got those title shots. But Becky was in her own shit.
Right.
So now this is where it's going to get personal, and either Becky wins the title and Seth loses, or Seth keeps winning and Becky loses. One of those things are going to happen. Or they become the power couple champion for a little bit, and they both lose.
It does seem like Raquel was the only person that seemed like she was somewhat of a threat to Rhea's reign. Everything at this point, and what, we're going on 5 months, 6 months as Rhea as champion. It just feels like, okay, well, we know that Selena's not getting it, and we sure as hell know that Natalia's not getting it. We didn't even get a good match out of Natalia and Rhea.
Speak for
Um,
yourself with Natalia, sir.
I mean, we didn't even get a good match with Rhea and Natalia. So, this was really, in all honesty, Rhea's first legitimate talent. It wasn't necessarily a bad match, but I feel like Rhea should carry herself a little bit better than she has since she captured the championship. But that's just my personal opinion.
But she's looking doing it in her dominant self. So I mean, she's just dominant.
Well,
I mean, can't knock it if she's dominant.
but she could be dominant in a better way. They could present it a little better than they have. That's just that being said, how many stars do you give this one?
3.
That's fair. I'll give it three as well. That brings us to our main event. Seth freaking Rollins defeated Shinsuke Nakamura to retain the World Heavyweight Championships in 26 minutes and 5 seconds. When you have Seth Rollins and Nakamura in the same ring, it's bound to be good shit. It did not disappoint. Great match, great storytelling, great, honestly, everything. No complaints with this match. Kaliko?
Honestly, I thought Nakamura was gonna win. I ain't even gonna lie to you, because I was like, I picked Seth, but then when Seth came out first, I was like, oh shit. And then when they did the Seth the little cartoon anime, I was like, oh shit. And then they had Muda at ringside. I was like, motherfucker, he's winning.
No, you're absolutely right. No, and it's
Then he loses. Then he loses.
you're right, and I lied. I'm sorry. I did have a problem with this match. The only problem I had with it is that it didn't really end on a bang. It really ended on a whimper, to say the least. It was just like, oh, set one, and that was kind of it. He hit him with the stomp, and you didn't think that that was the ending of the match, and then it was the ending of the match. You know what I mean?
I thought, yeah, because I personally thought Nakamura was gonna win it. Yeah, I thought he was winning the match, and it felt like it was a miscommunication because when Nakamura got out the ring, he didn't get out the ring like he got hurt. You know what I mean?
Right.
It felt like he got out the ring like there's a missing with the timing, or he meant to kick out, or he meant to grab the ropes, or something of that sort. Because when the match ended, I thought he was going to go back in there and attack his ass.
And then that was on. That happened after the show went off the air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, it just But Nakamura, man, I thought I ain't even gonna lie, I thought he was gonna win that bitch.
You know,
I,
I wanted. Obviously, I wanted Nakamura to win. I'm a Nakamura fan, but
Me too.
considering what we're getting as a constellation as they're continuing the story, and he's like really getting under Seth's skin, I think this is really good shit that's going to continue to be good. And hopefully, it does end with Nakamura actually getting the belt, but we shall see.
I think he'll get the belt. I think he. Here's what I can see happening: him getting the belt, getting a bit of a reign, Nakamura losing back to Seth. Seth then gets cashed in on.
Ooh,
Because I don't see Nakamura getting cashed in on.
no.
It
And
has to.
that's the
It
anomaly,
has to.
right? Damian Priest.
You say what?
That's the anomaly, Damian Priest.
That's why I think Nakamura is because I don't think he wants to cash in. See, Priest doesn't want to cash in on Nakamura. He wants to cash in on Seth Rollins.
So, so
So
Seth,
that's why I think it's easier for Rollins to get something back only to lose it and then have Damian be like, I did something you couldn't do, Finn.
right? And I think that's where everybody sees this going, unless Finn causes Damian to lose the briefcase.
That can't happen. They had too many people lose the briefcase. They have to bring back the person winning it. Because the whole Austin Theory thing kind of really threw it off.
To say the least. I mean,
Order must be restored. Successful casting.
oh, how many stars you give this one?
I say 4.5. Great story, great entrance, great. Everything was good except the end, which was like it just felt. You know what I mean?
Right.
The end. That's it. The end.
I would have given it four and a half if the right person won, but he didn't.
I would have given it 5. I would have given it 5 if the right person won.
I'll give it 4 stars. Um, like we've said, solid storytelling, great
The
match,
end.
the end. Maybe not the best of endings though.
Not at all.
Yeah. Alright. This show as a whole. Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle.
Oh, thumbs thumbs up. It was good. It was good. Was it like orgasmic? No, but the pops were there. The energy was there. They had, I would say, one match that was like, eh. So you can't get mad at that. Like, you can't get mad if one out of what 5 matches go.
Yeah,
I think you did pretty good.
I give it a thumbs up as well. Like I said, it kept me interested the whole long way. The match quality was great. The storytelling was great. Um, Honestly, cannot complain about it. It was quality pro wrestling at its best. All right,
It was.
that will conclude our coverage of WWE Payback.
Hey, folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show, support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.